Hey guys, today I want to talk about MMA. And people have their opinions, people ask me questions all the time, and so I'm just here to fucking tell it how it is. But a lot of people don't realize that MMA has been something I've enjoyed and had a passion for my entire life. As a little kid, I was in Taekwondo, I would say about the age of 7. And I was in Taekwondo for almost a year, not quite, maybe 9 or 10 months. And I worked my way up to an orange belt. And it's the greatest thing for a kid. Martial arts is great. And it's not about learning how to fight. It's not about fighting. It's not about protecting yourself. It was about, the respect that you're taught, and there's a lot more to it that a lot of people aren't aware of. And I believe it's good for every kid, to be somewhat involved in martial arts. And from there, I would watch Kung Fu theater every Sunday afternoon, and I would go to the Kung Fu store down the street and buy all the fucking weapons, nunchucks, staffs, tafas, sais, throwing stars. I had every fucking weapon you can imagine. And I would sit there and, fuck around, and, that's how I played. Rather than playing with, like, the little guys fighting each other, I'd be wanting to fight, and pretend like I was a superhero, and doing the nunchucks and getting my friends involved, and it was something I enjoyed. And as I became older, I continued, enjoying it, and I didn't go to lessons anymore until I was in, I would say, I didn't really get really involved till the first UFC came out. And when the first UFC came out, that's when we all got involved, because that was the sickest shit in the fucking world, was watching that shit. That was just, that was the most unbelievable thing that's ever happened in martial arts. And it was anyone that's a martial artist remembers that time. It was fucking unbelievable to have each art battle against each other to see what is the top art in the martial arts world. And it just brought so much reality to martial arts that that so much of it, it's it just doesn't work in real situations. And it was amazing to see just a normal boxer go against a kung fu master that's been doing it for fucking 40 years, and just see that the kung fu is completely useless against just a boxer, for instance, which we never would have thought that back in the day. So we learned a lot about martial arts. It revolutionized the sport, and that's how it became MMA now. So there really isn't a lot of separated, there's still Muay Thai, but now it's pretty much all combined into one sport, MMA. And Zane Frazier, who was in the first UFC, I used to train with him at his gym, and I did it for about a year, and I was getting really involved, and I was really looking to one day fight. And that was, it steered me away from bodybuilding, and I was really focusing on that more than bodybuilding. And I loved it. It was incredible, and it was a whole different thing than bodybuilding, a whole different sport, a whole different way to train. And I was really having a good time with it. But to be honest, tell you guys the truth, the muscle dysmorphia kicked in, and I had lost about 28 pounds of pure muscle, because I was lean when I started, and I was lean after I lost that 28 pounds. And losing that much size when you've dedicated your whole life to gaining that size, I just could not. It just wouldn't work psychologically. I look at myself in the mirror and I wasn't happy. Now when I was at the class training, I was loving it. But the rest of the day, I felt like shit, because what I lived for was bodybuilding. My whole life was bodybuilding. And, to lose that, it was like, it just was taking everything away. So, the rest of my day, looking in the mirror, talking to people, everyone, noticing, oh, you're losing size, oh, you're getting smaller. After a while, it just wears on you. So, needless to say, I stopped training. I went back to bodybuilding 100%, and I continued competing because I realized, that was my true love. And, I still would mess around and, kick the bag. I always had speed bags and heavy bags at every house I lived in. Go out and do half an hour, 45 minutes of cardio, put my headphones on, hit the bag for half an hour, practice kicks. I've always done that my whole life. So I've always somewhat stayed involved. And just recently with all this bullshit, internet stuff, whatever, it kind of pulled me a little bit more into it to get a little more involved, and, going and training and realizing, what everyone already knows, what I was already aware of. But, when you're really involved and you realize, that you don't have wind, that you can last, you try to do 2 minutes, and you're struggling to do 1 2-minute round, you realize that that's not a good situation, that health-wise and physical-wise, and if your life is ever in danger, and you only have, 2 minutes of fucking wind, I hate to say it, but you're probably not going to make it, So that's something to really think about. You never know what is ahead. You never know, what kind of situation you might end up in. And, you really need to be able to handle yourself in case anything does, to be able to protect your loved ones, protect your family, protect, girlfriend, wife, whatever. It's really a big part of life, I think, is being able, if it's ever needed, to be able to handle yourself, So that has kind of pulled me back into it. And I'm having a great time. I'm enjoying it. And it was the perfect time because I had already decided I wanted to go down to 240, And I'm feeling incredible right now. And I'm a little bit below 270. I'm right around 269, 268. And, it's the smallest I've been in fucking years. And I feel incredible. I just did some pictures, and, I don't feel I look any smaller. I just look leaner and better. So I'm happy with everything, the way it's going, and I'm going to continue doing what I'm doing. And what people have to understand is that I no longer compete in bodybuilding, and I don't compete in MMA. This is all things I enjoy for fun, for myself, what I enjoy spending my time doing. It's you want to do whatever it is that makes you happy in life. And bodybuilding, lifting weights has always made me happy. MMA makes me happy. So it's something I'm doing as a hobby that I enjoy. And I'm never going to step on stage and test myself in a bodybuilding contest. And more than likely, I'm never going to step into a cage and test myself, in a fight. I'm doing it for fun, and I'm having a great fucking time. So you guys really need to think about that what you do in life is what you choose to do, what you really enjoy doing, and what makes you happy. And, another thing is, no matter what it is, you're getting better and better every day. Whatever it is you're doing, your goal is to get better at it. And so as long as you're improving and you're getting better, that's all that matters. So every day you're getting better and better and better. Now, as far as MMA goes, where do I stand? I'm getting better and better. And that's the way you got to look at it. And no matter what you're doing, no matter what your goals are, you got to realize that there's people there sitting on the couch that are making a negative comments to you, and you're the one that's out there busting your ass getting better and better, while they're sitting back just talking shit. Simply use that as motivation, and as long as you're improving every day and you're getting better and you're working harder and harder to be the best you can be, that's all that matters, and I'm improving drastically, at MMA, and, stand up, on the ground. My wind's getting better. I'm getting in better shape. I'm feeling better. That's all that matters is you're improving, and, years down the road, if you stuck to this shit and you continued to do it day after day, pushing, being the best you can be, just imagine how good you're going to be, and, it's great to be diversified in life and to have, different things you enjoy doing, same with financially, to be diversified and have different ways of making income. A lot of times it's not smart to put all your eggs in one basket. So, I always believe in, having numerous ways of making money. I don't just put everything into one business, because who knows? You never know what's going to happen in the future. That business could fail, and everything you put into that business is now gone. And I learned from experience, So anyway, guys, this was just a little update on my MMA training, and also throw in some fucking good advice. Hope you caught that shit.